print of being a working mother at CWE and its ideals. I actually started grieving our loss of Debbie in my first year in this role. Now, you know Debbie, she didn't give any tales. It was just a simple recognition of her years at CWE and noticing that she had more to do beyond this lovely place. Naively bargaining more than once, Debbie, please don't retire right now. I learned quickly that it was not my business. Debbie would retire when she was good and ready, and nothing would stop her or get in her way when it was time. Debbie emailed me in August, "Do you have time for a lunch?" And I felt this cosmic sucker punch I was subconsciously waiting for. Cringed, it might be time, and then it was. I've moved through the stages of grief, and I'm on the upward turn, though still sad from time to time. The measure of Debbie's impact on CWE and how and if we choose to carry her legacy forward is yet to be seen. But her conscientious effort to make us something better than what we already are cannot be discounted. Debbie, dear, you teach us the possibilities and limits of engaging as humans inside institutions. In choosing yourself with power, you've impacted how all of us can continue to sustain our impact at CWE if we choose to do it. With all my love, gratitude, and respect, I now invite us all to live Debbie's example to work humanely with one another in service to the greater work that we will do that will continue together. Thank you.
So, sorry, we have another speaker, and I would like to invite Michelle.
There is none like you. See, no one else can touch our hearts like you do. And we could search for all eternity, Debbie, and find there is none like you. It was 1999 when there was an advertisement on the one train. I had just come back from singing in Russia for 10 days. And I said, I think I want to go to school. And there was this advertisement that said, earn your life credits at the Center for Worker Education. I was like, oh, I can do that. Came into the new student orientation, and Debbie Edwards Anderson was my advisor. I had this whole thing I wrote out, but I just want to tell you that I appreciate you so much. When I would come into your office, at first it was about the classes that I was going to take as an early childhood educator. And then as time went on, you would ask me about my life. And then I met a man. Then I got married. Then I had a son. And you would always ask me about how I was doing. It was about the classes, you see, but it was also about how are you as a person. And she, yes, yes, we can clap for that. And the other thing I want to say about Debbie is that she not only guided me in every class, but in life. And I just want to tell you that I love you, that I really love you. And as a Black woman, as a foundational Black American woman, you mean more to me than you will ever know. Because when I see you, I see me. And when I see you, I see the possibility of, yes, Michelle, you can get your PhD. And yes, she did that. Okay? But it is because of you. And I also want to speak on behalf of the Alumni Association. I am the vice president, and in January I will be the president. And this, yes, thank you for that. And this was found, the first letter written by Debbie Edwards Anderson, March 25th, 1994. We've done it. Over 170 graduates of the Center for Worker Education have joined the City College alumni. I won't read all of it, but you mean so much, and I believe that one of these beautiful flowers is from the alumni. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and make his face continue to shine upon you. Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Debbie to say a few words. You are not with the cake.
Now that Michelle has my eyes and nose running. This has been really beautiful. Oh, y'all know you see it. What I was saying, if you couldn't hear me, is this has been really beautiful and just so soul-touching and gratifying. And I thank you all for being here. I want to thank, where's the Dean? Dean Mercado, get in here. I want to thank you especially for honoring me with this generous and beautiful celebration. I didn't expect it, but I'm so thrilled and my heart's full. I want to thank Davey and Leonard especially for your organizational genius. This is just, it's absolutely wonderful and impeccable what you put together for me. And I want to thank each and every person who's here for making my goodbye, not quite goodbye, I'm still here until mid-March, what am I talking about? Mid-January, for making this goodbye so sweet and meaningful. I feel happy. I feel satisfied. I feel a little sad, but mostly what I feel is gratitude. I feel really grateful. I feel grateful for my career and for all of you, my colleagues. CWE has meant far more to me than just a place to work. It's literally been the place that connected me to my husband, my sons. These are stories, you'll get them at another time, but this is real, okay? My husband, my sons, my spiritual path, my academic field, and some of the most significant friendships in my life have all come from this place. I've loved my work at CWE, and because love is a verb, it's come with effort. It's come with passion. It's come with disappointment. It's come with reflection and growth and acceptance. Many of you have heard me repeat the words, we do what we can do. We do what we can do. I've loved supporting students as they've grown into more competent, expansive, and confident versions of themselves. And some of my students are here. Raise your hands if you're my student. Right here. Love you all. Love you all. I've loved shaping curriculum and thinking together with you, my faculty and staff colleagues, about how we can improve teaching and learning here. I've loved the work of bringing the supports and services that students need to both survive, but more importantly, thrive, and bring those services directly to CWE so that students don't have to schlep to the Uptown campus. Whether those services were mental health support or services for students who have a variety of disabilities. I've loved shaping a teacher education program founded on the conviction that all children deserve to be taught by teachers who are well educated, caring, and capable of designing high quality learning experiences. I've loved my own journey as a scholar and a writer, with deepest thanks again to Dean Mercado for your support of my pursuit of my master's degree in history and indigenous studies. I have loved working at the intersection of higher education and public service. I will always, always hold the public sphere as a space that is sacred and valuable and worthy of our protection and investment, and as James Baldwin said of our country, because I love it, I insist on the right to criticize it perpetually. And finally, I have loved working, advising, collaborating, disagreeing, not speaking to, designing, sharing, teaching, learning with and from all of you. Your words of acknowledgement and love and affection mean more to me than you will ever know, and I thank you.
Now is a good time to raise the cup, the glass, and to toast for Debbie. We have cake. The cake is coming.
Debbie!
And to CWE.
So now we can invite everybody who wants to say a few words. Don't be shy.
Congratulations, Debbie. Two very quick things. My husband, two very important people in my life, my husband and my son, told me something really interesting. My son last year said to me, "You know, I know all of your friends, but you can get rid of all of them, but keep Debbie." What? That's a lot of pressure on Debbie, you know? And one day I was on the phone and I got off the phone and I said, "Oh crap, I've got to call my work wife." And my husband looked at me and went, "What?" And I said, "Well, Debbie, she's my work wife." And he doesn't have a jealous bone in his body, but he started to think, like, what's going on over there in that place? I said, "We have fun." Debbie, I met you over 30, how old are you, Jabari? So I met your mom 34 years ago when she was pregnant with you on a very hot day in July. Little did I know that we were going to become such great colleagues and friends, and just the friendship that we have. Thank you for being a truth teller. Mama sends you her blessings. But I'm not giving up my work wife, just saying.
I'm not good at this stuff. Debbie, you know how much I love you. I'm an alumni. When I walked into these doors, the first face I saw was Debbie. She was my advisor. And much like the other woman said, you know, we think that she was an advisor, but she became so much more than that. And my first year, it was like, oh, COVID, we were all on webcam. You know, half of us were kind of asleep and falling asleep. However, Debbie's was just more, it really hit us. And then I had the absolute most pleasure of meeting your mother, which her words will forever be in my heart, my mind, and that was a whole nother story. However, one of the last faces that I saw when I graduated at CWE, and now I'm back here, now I'm in grad school with you, Debbie. I love you so much, and you hold this whole place in my heart, and I wish you all the best in your journey. So happy retirement, go up, girl.
All right. Just hold it, because I can't. Like, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say something about Debbie, and I also wouldn't be me if I shed some tears, because I'm gonna start crying like a baby. I remember my first encounter with her, girl. Because I'm loud, and I feel like you guys can all hear me. I remember my first encounter. I'm sitting there, and I'm on my laptop. I'm shredding, doing advisory. I'm like, I don't even want to sit here with this woman. I don't even know what she looks like. She's gonna stress me out. She's gonna have me take 10 classes. Actually, no, we're not doing that. I have my camera off. And not many people know about Santa Elena and stuff like that, but Debbie knows. And I have my camera off, and she's like, how come you have your camera off? Turn it on. What's going on? I'm like, I can't. She's like, yeah, well, see that. Turn on your camera. I turn my camera on, and I was hysterical crying. Like a big baby. I'm like, how do you know about this? What's going on? She's like, my background in history, my background in the religion, my background with this, my background with that. That right there, we connected. And I will forever love you for that. I will for always, always, always know that I can call you and you will really pick up. If you don't pick up your text message away, your home feels like my home. Your family feels like my family. So my little legua, so my I got you. We love you. Grandma loves you. Thank you for always being here for not just me, for her, and for all of us. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Vicki. Good to see you all again, it's been a while. Debbie, I love you, you know that. I had the privilege and great pleasure to work with you for many, many years, building what Dean Mercado said was a really, and continues to be, a really excellent program for early childhood educators. I think the best times were when we closed your door and we can let it go. What, there's something else I wanted to say, oh gosh. You've taught me and continue to teach me through your actions and through your wonderful mind, ways in which to be with people and to be truly accepting and knowing of them and taking what they have to offer and giving my best back. And I think that that's what you've done all these years. And the last thing I want to say is people who are good leaders build programs that continue without them. And this place is like that because of many of you, but Debbie, I want to give you kudos. Love you, Sue. I love you.
I wanted to follow on that because that's exactly what I've been thinking about as I've been sitting here about the legacy that Debbie will leave and what the center will be like after you leave, which I'm in a bit of denial about, but I know that it's coming and I'm so happy for you. And I've been thinking back since your announcement, or the dean's lovely announcement about you retiring, about I started at CWE 20 years ago, this past August, and about 2 decades of knowing Debbie and what that has meant. And it's surprisingly things that come back that I had thought about for years and years. But when I first started at CWE, and there were a couple other faculty who also started around the same time, and you arranged opportunities for us to talk about our work. Not present your research, talk about the book that you're writing, like yes, that, but to present your research and to talk about it in a way of like, well, what does it mean to students? What does it mean in the classroom? And how do you talk to students not just about the specific research that you're doing, but what does it mean to be somebody who's in the field of English, in that discipline, doing interdisciplinary work, and what does that mean in the classroom and for them and for their research and their writing? And that really stuck with me in my early months here, and continued through the rest of the time here of what, how does everything that we do, how does everything that we think, how does everything that we learn influence what we do in the classroom, and how does that, what we are learning from our students in the classroom, then feed back into what we do in the rest of our lives. So a big piece of that, right, is intentionality, and so much of Debbie of what you do is intentional. It's always thoughtful, it's always careful, it's always deeply felt and often passionately argued or passionately presented, but always makes everything that we do here better, whether from that's designing our introduction to interdisciplinary studies course and thinking about it over the years and what does it mean to our program, what does it mean to our students. When you went back to graduate school to get your master's, and I loved talking to you about the work that you were doing and everything that you were learning and the classes that you were taking, and it was such a happy moment. I felt like I was living it with you. When you first taught your section of Introduction to Interdisciplinary Studies, and we're bringing what you learned from all your years in this advisor here, all your years as a sort of like somebody who really helped build this place, what you took from your master's program, your life experience, and brought that all into the classroom. And it was such a beautiful class. So Carlos mentioned earlier that he hopes that you'll come back and teach for us. I really hope that you will. But I also hope that, building on what Vicki said, that all of us can take all the beautiful sentiments that we've heard here tonight about everything that you've done for the center and for the students and for the faculty and for the staff, and for all of us here and everybody who has been here over all the years that you've been here. The best thing that we can do is to keep in our minds and our hearts all those lessons that you've taught us and live them every day in what we do, and continue to remind ourselves of everything that you've taught us. So I hope that we can honor your legacy and continue to grow and continue to build in a way that you would be proud of and that would be true to everything you've done.
I'm generally shy, and you know me, I don't usually say anything in groups like this, but I have to say something because from the first day that I arrived at CWE, your advice, your mentoring has shaped me into the educator that I am, with all the flaws that I still bring to it, but you're profound, and you have such a profound warmth. You know, when Dean Mercado talked about humanity, it's really your profound warmth that radiates across, while, as everybody has said, being very just speaking truth and directly, so you always kind of know where you're at, which I appreciate so profoundly. And I was very lucky to have my office right across from you because I could just knock on your door and be like, Debbie, I have a question. Can you please look at this for me? And talking through not just the pedagogy, but the values that are embedded in that pedagogy and how to approach teaching, that it moves into the kind of learning that we would like to stimulate or foster in collaboration with our students as well. And I think that was, I was very fortunate to have you across my doorway. And I look forward to hopefully many more conversations.
Debbie, you are a genuinely beautiful and wonderful person, and I feel so very grateful to have been your colleague for this past decade, and just genuinely grateful for your friendship, and I wish you all the best in your retirement.
Everybody's getting me really emotional, so I'm going to talk about something from 30 years ago. On a Saturday morning, about 10 o'clock, my phone rang, 1996. My phone was one of those rectangular things on the wall with the long screwed line. I could speak anywhere in my 280 square foot studio on the phone. And I answered, and a voice I didn't recognize said, "My name is Carl Malkoff. I'm calling from the City College Center of Worker Education. A dean uptown recommended that I call you about possibly teaching at the center. I understand you're older and had an up and down educational experience yourself. And he seemed to think you'd be a good fit for what he said. I think you might be too. Can you come down here? We're at 99 Hudson Street. Can you come down so we can meet?" I said, "Sure." And I'm thinking, a week? When? You know. "Can you be here by noon?" I said, "Well, sure, okay." And pretty much picked up the keys and walked out of my apartment to get on the subway. And I walked into the center, and the first thing I saw was this petite woman with dreadlocks down to here. And she had taken the front ones and tied them, I think in a bow. Okay, not like a bow. And I was just standing there, flabbergasted, and thinking to myself, sign me up. She had such a force field of energy around her. I wanted to be a part. I'll have what she's having, you know. And I got lucky. So, Deb, everybody's talking about you now and all your accomplishments. They have to know what the force of energy you brought to this place from when you yourself were very young, you know. Anybody else?
I'm Barbara Gleason. I don't work at CWE, but I did in the past, and I was so, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was so grateful to be able to work here and to meet all of the faculty and the staff. Debbie was a fantastic advisor for the students that I was teaching. And I'm also Facebook friends. And we've gotten to know each other very well on Facebook, and I'm looking forward to seeing each other in person. But I want to take us way back to 1980, 1981, 82, when the center was founded. And one of the founders was Edward Quinn. I became friendly with Edward Quinn in the 90s. And he talked to me about how the center was established and who was involved. One of the most important people in his mind was Debbie. She was very young. She didn't have her bachelor's yet, but she was earning her bachelor's and she was going to be a counselor, and he felt that she was incredibly important for this place, even then. And I'm here in part for it, to say thank you.
Oh, Debbie, what can I say? Oh my goodness. First of all, I've been here since 2008, and very shortly after, I took over for my colleague in the early childhood program, running the program because she was on sabbatical. And Debbie was the most amazing mentor. I was still a very new faculty myself. I cannot believe it's been so long. But she just, her guidance, her encouragement to take ideas and to make them happen, her realism, but support. I just honestly, it's, I don't know that words can express what an impact she had on me, and my ability to help lead the program during that time. And as others have said, she just became the greatest friend. I too was trying to parent my child and, you know, be a faculty member and write and do all sorts of things. And she was just always such a wonderful sounding board, not just in the professional sense, but also the personal sense. So I'm going to miss you so much. I will see you on the outside. And I'm next. And Carlos, so is Carlos.
I'm going to save the heavy stuff for our debriefing. But there's one story that's one of my favorite memories at CWE that I want to share with everyone. It's my Nobu story. So, 2004, I think, 100 years ago, whenever it was, I was still a newbie here very much, and Debbie and I collaborated on an evening program of, I'm going to say what it is. We co-coordinated an event for time management skills for students in the evening, and we enlisted Peretta Rodriguez, who was the wellness director uptown. She came down and gave the workshop. It was great. It was like 3 hours long, very participatory thing. The students liked it. We had a good showing. The students all reported they got a lot. And we had gotten Peretta an honorarium to pay her for doing this because she was doing it after work. And when I sent the form to her, she said, "No, I don't want money. I want you all to take me to Nobu for dinner." It was Robert De Niro's very exclusive sushi house across from the center. So it took me like weeks. This was before the Resi app and online reservations. You had to call. It took me weeks, and I finally got a reservation. And I ran down the hall and Debbie, we're going to Nobu. And, well, Dan Lemon said no, and then Peretta called him, and then Dan Lemon said, okay, do it. It was a total Peretta move, if you know Peretta. So we go, and this wasn't like the side cafe pour door side of Nobu, it was the full ticket. And we walk in there, we were fish completely out of water. I looked at her and I knew she was feeling the same thing I was, because for me it was like that cliche, the hayseed goes to high culture and doesn't know which fork is the salad fork, but it was times 10 because there were no forks and everything was in Japanese. But Peretta walks right through us, charges into the restaurant like a bull in a china shop, sits down, and she's like, I want that, whatever this is, bring 2 more plates, this is delicious, have this. It was the most bizarre, wonderful dining experience I've ever had in my life. And we walked out of there, and Debbie and I just kind of looked at each other like, well, that was an experience. We got Peretta to her car, and Peretta's like, okay, we're gonna do this again. And she drives off, and we look at each other, and Debbie's like, not if I'm paying for it. But it's one of my favorite memories. It was so much fun, and however many years ago that was, we worked together a long time. I want to thank you. everything from deep stress to deep joy we've experienced together, and everything in between. So I want to thank you for your patience, your support, your gentle pushback when it was warranted, and it often was, and everything else in between. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is William Gibbons.
Hi.
And, sorry. And, I used to come down here, I helped build the library when it was at 99 Hudson Street. So to provide library services to students, I would sit at a desk in the hallway. And then when we moved over here, I helped shape the library. So I'm at the main campus uptown, and I would come down twice a week in the evening to support the students. And Debbie and Warren were just cool people. You know, they just welcomed me because I didn't know anybody or what was going on down here. And Debbie, you just warm and nice and pleasant, and you know, helped me as a young person navigate faculty status, tenure, and just, you know, it's, you know, I'm about to retire. So, listen, I'm gonna tell you, right? When I saw you retiring, Debbie, I said, whoa, I gotta come see her. So, you know, I started in 04, and so I got, what, 21 years. But I come from the New York Public Library, and I got 9 with them, so I have 31 years. So I don't know what to do with this. And so I just wanted to come down here and see you and say congrats and all the good things. And, you know,
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes.
So now that the library is functioning and running, I did my job.
I'm so emotional. You know, I'm thinking about my mom. She loved you before CWE. She, you know, spoke highly of you. Like people mentioned, like a friend. She did not think of you as like her colleague, but more than that.
Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was my mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thinking about the past time, I spoke to her about, and I said, you know, she was, you know, sick. And I was like, Mom, you know, saw Debbie, and she's kind of in and out of it, and she goes, Debbie Jackson? Oh no, Debbie Evans. She goes, oh, that's my girl. And you sparked that in her. And when I told her that I came back and just spoke everything about everything that was going on here, I knew she felt like she had passed the baton and put it in the right hands. And you carried this beautiful thing that that's how it was meant to be. You know, so I thank you. I frantically called you like out of the blue in like 2019, like, Debbie, you know, rambling about whatever's going on. And you're like, here's an appointment, come in. And I saw Jason and I was back at CWE. I think it was 1990, 91. I was in your class and dropped out of the many times that I dropped out at CWE. And I'm so honored that you were here for me to finish and continue on. And I'm at the library now.
Is William still here?
He's still here.
Yep, so I'm at the library. And, you know, from my mom, from you, it's an honor to be in education
and part of a legacy that not every not professor or whoever gets to say my child, or I watch my child come up. And my mother was very careful about who she allowed to mother us to in her absence, and my siblings adore you, and we always.
I've known you since you were 3.
I know.
I've known you since you were 3, because your mother was, you know,
Esky is pursuing her Master of Information Science at Queens. So all of this web of connections is just, and we're CUNY people, and I'm the daughter of a CUNY graduate, William Lloyd Edwards Sr. My father, my son's grandfather, was a graduate of City College, and he spoke of City College as this with reverence in his voice. Always. So that's how I always looked at it, and that's what I expect us to be. That's what I expect us to be.
Stop that.
I know, right?
I'm gonna keep this short because, as Debbie probably knows, I hate public speaking, but I just have to say this. You know, when I started at CWE, it was really just meant to be a stepping stone in a different direction I was heading. And when I decided to take this position as an advisor and make it a more permanent feeling, I was very insecure the first few years. I have to say very insecure. I never spoke at meetings. And Debbie was one of the people that helped me overcome that. I've told her that many times, and I just wanted her to know that. And then when I finally became a mom, she's been there to also support and give guidance. So the warmth that everyone's mentioned, it's there. And I just want to say I'm happy. She's leaving big shoes to fill, but I wish you all the best.
So we have more cake, more drinks, and continue enjoying this event. Thank you.
But you know, it's really pretty. It's gone good. The rest of the day, happy. I know, and I spoke to Paola. We spoke, yes, we spoke the other day on Thursday. We had open something. A boy, I was gonna say he's in high school. We had parties. He's great. He said, awesome. They were like saying, welcome to some awesome. Chatting. I'm like, oh. okay, well, you know, I did, no, it's not. Yeah, so I'm not trying to be so hard, you know. Yeah, so I'm like, just sit it out, be great. I'm going to a work, yes, enjoy. Yes,
You good?
For taking care of me. Yeah, right.
Someone other than my mom.
I don't know. He just came back. Okay.
All right, so I will call you. Yes.
I have no I didn't want to cry.
I still remember the look we walked in there. I think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like a fight.
I'm trying to respect the mom too.
That's fine.
I'll give in for that. I went through all
I
my
know you're afraid.
We'll talk.
That's right, definitely.
Yeah, that's my dad.
Absolutely. Sounds great. People are happy, aren't they? It's full. It's already meeting once. He's going to make me. I've been using everything is going on. I'm not a tripper. I don't want to see
to bring her to a team. But I don't know something. Yeah, so we're trying to get her down south. If that can't happen, and then more time I get my son. Her son doesn't work. When I'm
I gotta stay. My mom's about to
she literally tells me. I don't know if that's my grandma says about her son. That
What I like about this is
She's gonna see right there. No, I'm serious. I'm always like, oh no, Debbie, you're gonna find me out. She's gonna show you.
She will be A-okay. She'll be fixed.
diaper. Like, I want to know, like, okay, maybe she's you know what I'm saying? It's like, you ain't have one today. You know, so it's like, yeah, it's not too much information. I think it's the necessary information that's delivered in a way that's like, and it's also, it's efficient. Like, I just look at my phone every day. I know what's going on as opposed to like getting a phone call. I had an angel, you know, my aunt, together. So, I'm very proud.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. All the way out. And I just took the mom just randomly on Thursday. She's like, okay. She's like, yeah, take me downtown. Amy's great. This is like this cute little restaurant, cute little cafe. And then she let me order all right. Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. So, Lori Scott Anderson, Lori teaches, he's a professor in the education program, he teaches school, family, and community. He's also a musician. I told him.
I had to look and see which one I had on.
He's a percussionist. I told him about your drum making, so you two carry on because I haven't talked to you.
There's a set of drums that's in Cuba that's so you know the Congress. But in the Congress Cuba, it's kind of on the same side as Haiti. So a lot of Haitians move there. You know, here, I think like maybe during some of the revolutions that was going on. So they really influence the culture and the religion. Like now, on that side, they call it Mutimi, which is actually from the wings that was put together from the Yoruba and other tribes that were there. But the drums are playing for kind of like one or two particular deities, and then it's also part of the secret society. And it's a set of 3 drums. The smallest one, we made the smallest. So 3 days in the heat of Cuba, I sweated from the time we landed. So the drum is just a standard body, you know, cylinder body. We hollowed it out. Yeah, it's actually, they use, with this set of drums, they use avocado. So we had because you don't cut a tree down with a drum. You find a tree that failed already and started to either rot out in the middle or get eaten up by bugs in the middle to make it easy to hollow it out. And we hollowed it out. It's covered with calcium. So he had already removed the